Hi everyone, welcome back. Here's another video that I really should have probably called number 3, but I didn't fit it in, so I'm going to call it 2B, so it follows video 2. Let's have a look what happens. This isn't written as a power, this is written as a power of 3, but that isn't and that isn't. So there's more information up here than just having powers of 3 or powers of 2 or powers of 4. So that one's in the way and I need to get rid of it, and the same as you always do with equations, if I subtract 1 from this side, I subtract 1 from that side, and then I'm left with just a 3 to the x, and the magic number turns up as being 9. And you could look at that and just go 3 to the what's 9, the answer's 2. If you don't see that, you can go 3 to the x is 3 squared. So we have our common, we want this common base, so that base is the same as that base. And because the bases are the same, I can write the powers and I can go x equals 2. So you could have, on a simple question like that, have done it almost in your head and just written the answer down. Technique though is, you're going to get rid of all these other numbers. So this one's got a minus 5. How do I get rid of minus 5? If I add 5 to this side, I add 5 to that side, and now I've got my magic numbers again. 2 to the x plus 2 equals a 16. So now I've got 2, 4, 8, 16. So I can now write the 16 as a 2 to the power of 4. And once I've got written that 2 to the power of 4, I can just go, the equation is x plus 2 equals 4, and then I can go to x equals 2 obviously. One more, it's going to be quite a short video hopefully. 4s and 8s, could have written anything, maybe I went, let's go for something like a 32 and make it a little bit harder. 4, 8 and 32, so if I look at the powers of 2, I got 4, I got 8 and I got 32. So I can write the 8 as 2 cubed, I can write the 4 as 2 squared, and remember that this x plus 4 really has a bracket around it, mathematically has a bracket around it. So when I go 2 to the 2 to the power of x plus 3, it has that bracket around it. And what that bracket means is that when you multiply this 2, that 3 is going to become a 6. So it's not going to stay as a 3, it's going to become a 6. So this is 1 on 2 to the 5th power. Let's have a look what's happened. When I'm multiplying, what do I do with the powers? I'm going to add. So I've got 2 to the power of 3 plus, now what's what I'm going to shortcut here? That's a 2x, and the 2 3's are 6. So 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 3 is 6. Remember, when I'm marking assessments, you see that over and over again. People put a 3 there, and they've forgotten to multiply that by 2. So some people can shortcut, and they just go, well, that's 2 squared, so that's a 2x and that's a 6. So if you're comfortable, you can just write that as a 2x and a 6, and you shortcut like crazy, which is good. We want you to, in the long run, we want you to do it the quickest, easiest way you can. When I go from a denominator to a numerator, this was a plus 5, and a plus 5 becomes a minus 5. So here's my equation. I'm going to simplify it. There's a 2x, 3 plus 6 is 9, and I got minus 5. So now I've got 2x equals, if I subtract 9 from both sides, this will be minus 14, and pretty obviously then, the answer is x equals minus 7. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope that fills the gap in the other videos, and if you're enjoying it and it's really making a difference for you, just please tell people, spread the word. Thank you. So at the end of my videos, I'm going to start putting this. A lot of people keep on saying, can you make extra videos on calculus, on trigonometry, all sorts of topics, factorization, and I want to just briefly show you a quick look at my channel here. So if you scroll down, you have year 7, class 7, and I've got this click here, so you can go across and look at a lot of the playlists, but often I have more playlists than what Google will allow me. Covers a lot of topics. So that's class 7, year 7, grade 7, first year of high school for a lot of people. Then class 8, and there's a lot here. Now, by the way, if I do click on that, you get an idea of how many playlists I've got. Well, there's so many. Equations, rates and ratios, it goes on and on. Now, a lot of my videos, I have them in logical order, so once you open them up, you'll see there's like a beginning, very basic video going through to the harder concepts. So then you get the year 9 and 10. Now in Australia we have this unusual situation where year 10 splits up into 2 groups, and we have an extension or an advanced class. So I've got a separate section for 9 and 10, which doesn't quite go so far as the 10A. So each of those go a lot further, and then you have at least lower level. Oh, by the way, I've got this one here. If you have a look at this one here called 1 Minute Maths, the 1 Minute Maths themselves are fantastic and helpful for people if you want to have a look at them. I've also got this, my recent best videos. If you want to help me with my view hours, which is what I really need help with, is if you go through and play some of those and leave them running and press like or make a comment or just watch them for your own sake. That's a really good way to get it going. I'll add more to it. Now we have a low level course called Essentials in Western Australia, and then we have one that's slightly academic called Applications. You can go look at the topics later. Then we have this, well, not unusual, it's probably the same in a lot of countries. We have a double maths. So if you pick the highest one, which is called Specialist, you got to pick the next lower one down, which is called Methods here in Western Australia. So if you have a look at the topics, this has got calculus, differentiation, factorisation and graphs and all sorts of things. Of course you can click here and you get a lot more videos. Then it gets really serious, and that's called this Specialist Maths. That's where you, if I click on here, that's where you're getting logistic model, simple harmonic motion, 2D, 3D, vectors, complex numbers. That's the serious level maths. A lot of it applies to students at university, especially students in first year engineering, and they hadn't done the highest level when they were in year 11, 12. A lot of students are finding it very helpful there. Again, if you can get me some view hours on things, that would be fantastic. Thanks for watching. Bye.